This is Glenn Clark with Pressbox and Jay Moore, and we are speaking with Maggie Boyden, the Tourism Marketing Coordinator for Recreation, Parks, and Tourism at Charles County, Maryland, about some of the great travel and events that we can take advantage of here in Maryland throughout 2023. Maggie, it's so great to chat with you. Thank you for taking a minute for us.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
It's so good to talk to you. Can you tell me a little bit about how important tourism is to Charles County?
I think any county tourism is very important, but it's great for us. It helps with a lot of the costs and things that we're able to do. But it's also great because people get to learn a little bit while they're in Charles County.
So we know that the impact of COVID is kind of, lessening and people are ready to go out this year. Can you give us a couple ideas? What's going on in Charles County in 2023 that people should make plans to come out and see?
We have lots of things going on in Charles County that people should come and see. We have a lot of staple things that happen. We have Comic-Con every year. We have something called Rocktoberfest, which happens the first weekend in October. And essentially, we shut down the town of La Plata and have a bunch of bands. And when one band starts on one stage, the other one stops. And so it's constant music. It's a great festival. It gets out not only local talent, but this year, of course, we can thank Hurricane Ian came through and we had to cancel, but we were set to have Kiss as our headlining event. So we have lots of great things for the holiday season. We have Kris Kringle. We do a holiday tour. We do a big 4th of July concert at Blue Crab Stadium. And then, of course, you can always catch a game at Blue Crab Stadium during the baseball season.
Oh, we're going to get back to that. We're going to talk about sports tourism. If I could,
Okay.
are you noticing like an uptick? Are you seeing that coming out of the pandemic, like everybody's been ready, that we're kind of back to normal in terms of tourism?
Yes, definitely. But it's a little different at the same time because although people are out traveling where we weren't 2 years ago, we're still seeing people that are more local. Like we get a lot from DC, we get a lot from Baltimore. We used to pull a little bit further away than what we do now, but people still come in, they stay for the weekend. They see that there's a lot to do right in their own backyard.
She is Maggie Boyden. She's the Tourism Marketing Coordinator for Recreation, Parks, and Tourism, Charles County, Maryland. All right, Maggie, what is it to you that makes your part of Southern Maryland, Charles County, so special?
What makes us special is we have Mallows Bay. And for those who don't know what Mallows Bay is, it is the newest national designated marine sanctuary. And it's where what we call the Ghost Fleet, which is the warships from World War One, came and were decommissioned and set ablaze, and their hulls now sit along the shore. And you are able to both hike the park, which you can see them, but the best way to get out and see them is to bring your kayak or work with one of our local kayak companies and kayak through the hulls of these ships.
Oh my gosh. Whew, I don't know how you're going to. So the next thing I was going to ask you is what's the one thing I should, if I could drop everything my entire life and visit, what should I come do? I don't know that there could be another answer, but that's amazing.
It is amazing. And while you're there, you can visit. We have over 30 county and state parks in Charles County.
Man, it's such a beautiful part of the state. Give me a little bit more of an idea. If I had, let's say, a weekend, right? Like I was planning a weekend in Charles County. Give me, that. So I'll knock out Saturday going through and kayaking through the hulls of the ships. But give me a couple other ideas of how I could spend a weekend if I came to visit Charles County.
You definitely want to visit the beautiful town of La Plata, and it's a great walking town. You want to catch a play with our Port Tobacco players. Have dinner at the Charles, which is a local farm to table restaurant. It's great. If that's not your thing, we have several other unique restaurants. We have an Indian restaurant. We have another restaurant, which is Greek. And then, of course, all your traditional. And you can't come to Southern Maryland without stopping at one of our crab houses on the water.
Of course not.
Lots of crab houses right there on the water, over 800 miles of shoreline. So again, if you're going to come and do Mallows Bay, make an adventure out of it, you could also bring your bike. I mean, if you're going to pack your kayak, pack your bike as well, and do the Indian Head Rail Trail.
So I want to go. You mentioned baseball in Waldorf. Let's talk about the sports tourism aspect. Give me a picture of sports tourism throughout Charles County.
Throughout Charles County. Well, I did mention the baseball. They are a minor league team, which actually feeds, I believe it's the Nationals and the O's. So last year they were in the playoffs. It was great. We have them. We also have plenty of golf courses. We have one golf course that sits right on the lovely Potomac River. So you get beautiful water view the entire time you're playing golf. And of course, our kayaking scene. We talk about sports.
Yep.
With over 300 miles of shoreline, there's always something to do in Charles County. But we're most proud of our Southern Maryland Blue Crabs.
They're obviously a very fun brand of baseball to come check out with the Blue Crabs. Maggie, is there anything else you'd want people to know about Charles County? And then if they want to find out more, where would you guide them?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can check us out at explorecharlescounty.com. And I think it's important for everybody to know that Charles County has a big city approach, a small town approach, and that Southern Maryland country life. So you get the best of all the different worlds.
Maggie, can't wait to see you in Charles County in 2023. Thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes for us with Press Box and J1.
No problem. Thanks for having me.